Lawrence County Municipal Court. I'm Judge Capper, and we have reviews first. So those people that have reviews are going to be called by the bailiff. Come up to the table to your right when your name is called for review, and we're going to review your progress on what you've been ordered to do. Call the reviews, please.
Robert Alexander, Cheryl Terrico, Jessica Christian, Stephen Easterly, Matthew Fortner.
Okay, Robert Alexander has been called.
Here, the intercom is off, Your Honor.
It's on now.
Okay.
Robert Alexander, come into court. Robert Alexander has been called for, has not appeared, hasn't finished. There'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear.
You have a review hearing. He's in the court now.
Cheryl Carrico.
We're here.
18, 25, 77, 15, 170, 13, 114. You still have community service to do. From your case in 2014 and from your case in 2015 and your case in 2018. Okay, she's going to the holding cell. I'm going to lock you up. You've had all this time, almost 10 years to do community service, and you haven't done 1 hour yet. Jessica Christian. (22, 2505, 18, 3566, 19, 255, and 18, 1148. Okay. You've done 2 days of community service since your last hearing. You still have, I'm showing 3 more days to do.
Do I have 3? Okay.
I'm sorry?
Do I have 3?
That's what I'm showing.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have a payment on your fines today?
Yeah, here's my receipt. I made a $100
You've already
payment.
paid?
Yeah. I think she had to come get the file from you.
Okay. Don't give me her receipt. It's not recorded in the file.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, it was recorded on 18/11/48. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Reggie.
Are you working?
Yeah.
What's better for you to come back for reviews, Mondays or Fridays?
Fridays.
Okay, I'm going to set you for December 1st.
Okay, thank you.
Next hearing.
Thank you, sir.
December 1st, which is a Friday at 9 o'clock.
Okay, thanks.
Finish up your community service. Once you get these done, you can quit coming.
Okay. I had a quick question also. Well, once that's done, will I be able to ask for, the license to get to work and back?
No.
No.
You have to do that through the B&B.
Okay.
I'm not the one that suspended, looking through here. None of these are cases where I would have
Okay.
suspended you, so your problem's with the B&B,
Okay.
not with the courts.
Okay, just making sure. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Check, you might be eligible to get reinstated now. Just check with the B&B.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Matthew.
Okay, Matthew Fortner. Okay, a report from Bethesda. Has he been compliant? Or?
Well, this report is after, we had several labs come back positive for fentanyl that did not initially show positive in instant cup. And he's also managed under common pleas, and they have given him one more strike, and he has to go to residential treatment.
Okay.
But I have no idea where he's at today.
So what I think we need to do, I'll go ahead and issue a warrant for him, and then Did you let Mr. Bowen know
I will notify his
about
office.
failure to appear? And so they can deal with him also. So it'll be a warrant issued from this court for failure to appear today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Stephen Easterling has not appeared, and he never did get a letter of completion for his. Do not have a drink in the courtroom, please. Be a bench warrant for failure to appear.
Jared Julian, Brandon McClaskey, Elizabeth Monk, Michael Roberts, Harry Rude, Patrick Shanahan.
Jared Julian,
Yes, sir.
222641. You haven't done anything on your case, have you?
Yeah, I done 2 days at the group home on 93, and I done a double day in Proctorville setting up for a fall event at a church. Brian, the probation guy, he said it would be in the system.
We don't have a Brian that works here.
No, at the Ironton courthouse. I called the guy that does community service here, and I couldn't make it here on the weekend, so he said I could do community service in Ironton.
It's your responsibility to make sure it gets here. We have no,
Okay.
it has not been turned into us.
I'm not showing anything yet.
I believe he's talking about Brian James, Your Honor, who works for Carl Bowen's office.
Yes, sir, that's it.
You're on probation through common pleas too?
I'm through probation on
Now,
with him.
he's the community service director for Carl Bowen. He's doing community service through Carl Bowen's office.
Okay. Okay, well, this is an OVI that happened a year ago. Do you have a payment on your fines today?
No, I will Tuesday.
Okay, have a seat. I want to verify then that you did, because otherwise you haven't done anything on your case in a year.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll recall him later in the document. Brandon McClaskey.
Your Honor, Mr. McClaskey was sent to residential treatment from Ironton Municipal Court. He was there about 3 days, ran. I got a call from John Kincaid Thursday of last week or Friday one. He'd overdosed and he was so out of it that they had sent him to a mental health institution in Columbus. And that's all I know as of this point.
Okay, I'll go ahead and issue a warrant for him for failure to appear here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks for the report. Elizabeth Monk, 2167. She hasn't appeared, hasn't done anything on her case, so it'll be a warrant issued for failure to appear. Michael Roberts, 163604. Hasn't done anything on his case, gets a warrant. Harry Rude, 220805 and 21392. Hasn't appeared, hasn't completed, will be a warrant. Patrick Shanahan, 22678.
I got a,
You did your community service.
yes, sir. And I heard about you can do community service to pay off your fines. Is that true or no?
Yes, you can pay off your fines through extra community service.
Okay. Well, that's probably how I might have to go about because I'm unemployed at the moment.
Okay, it's a good report. Is this mine copied?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll let you work off your fines.
All right.
Do some extra community service.
Yes, sir.
I'll set you for, yours is a newer case, so I'll set you for December 15th.
December 15th?
December 15th, 9 o'clock.
All right. Appreciate you, sir.
Thanks for taking care of what you're supposed to do.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Andrew Smith, Gretchen Smith, Kayla Smith, Eric Summers, Carol Wolasick, Chancey Wise.
Andrew Smith?
Yes.
Andrew Smith is 18,850, 18,1078. $17,926 and $18,605. You just have fines to pay. You have a payment on your fines today.
I don't have a payment on my fine, but I've been working them off.
Okay.
He's working with Cold Road, Your Honor. He's done over 200 hours, I know over 200 hours of community service.
All right, that's fine. I'll make December 1st your next hearing.
All right, thank you.
All right, December 1st will be your next hearing, 9 o'clock.
All right.
Gretchen Smith, 22/16/61. On an OVI, she's done very little, hasn't appeared, so it'll be a warrant. Kayla Smith, 23/2/71. You're a Project Hope now.
Correct. My therapist is coming up.
Okay. With your, how many children?
Three.
3 children, okay. And you're from Project Hope?
Yeah, I'm her therapist, Sela Cottrell, sir.
Okay, Ms. Cottrell, thank you for being here, and you're the one that authored this report.
Yes,
It's a good report.
she's doing phenomenal. We're very impressed by her progress.
Well, very good, and thank you for your program. It's great for mothers that have with children can go there for substance use treatment, so.
We have 17 kids at our facility right now, so we're having a great time with the Halloween season coming up.
Okay, very good. All right, Ms. Smith, great. You look good. Good report. So things are going well. And I know your family's not from around here, from Cleveland area.
Correct.
Okay, how everything going okay? Or?
My mom currently, she got home because remember she broke both of her legs. She's
Right.
currently at home, but she's still struggling. It still hurts. She's doing the physical therapy to try and get her health back to order. But my stepfather was able to go back to work now without the kids to help relieve some of the bill pressure.
Okay. When's your expected completion date? We know that, or?
She came the 2nd of October, so we should look at 4 to 6 months between February time probably.
Okay, and you're all right with that? Great. Okay, good job.
I do have a question, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm still on the ankle monitor. They have switched me to the old one because they got rid of those new fancy ones. It is quite a journey to go from Ironton, or to Ironton, weekly. And I'm in a facility where I'm watched all the time. I was wondering if I've proven to you enough to be able to get that removed, possibly?
Well, Ms. Cottrell, do you have a recommendation on that?
My hopes would be that we'd be able to release that due to the 24-hour supervision at Project Hope. In addition, she is required to have 15 clinical hours a week, and the drive to Ironton takes a little bit of time, and it would be easier if it was removed.
All right, I'll order it removed. So you see, Mr. Major, and your next hearing is going to be December 15th,
Okay.
9 o'clock. Good job.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just wait on me out there. Eric Summers, 2372. $21,1980. And that actually, that one is completed. Yeah, we've already completed it. So the only one we're working on now is 2372. You have done some community service in the last month. Got 4 more days to do. Okay. You have any payment on your funds?
I only paid $40.
40? Okay, see the clerk for that. Are you working?
No.
Okay, so you can come Mondays or Fridays. December the 18th will be your next hearing. If you finish everything by then, you don't have to come back. See the clerk.
All right, thank you.
Carol Walensky, 2328, 222589. She has been at RRF. Do you have any idea why she's not? Oh, she is here, okay. I think you were here. Okay, it looks like a good report with things still left to work on, is what I would categorize it. How do you feel?
Oh, good.
Okay?
I start classes today at Collins.
Okay, very good. What are you going to be working on?
CNA.
Okay. Is that something you'd started on before, or is this going to be a new project for you?
No.
Okay, that's a good area for you to get into. You've still got some community service to do. Hopefully you can start getting some time where you can do that. I'm going to set you for December the 18th. So it shouldn't interfere with any of your classes that way. December the 18th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Chancey Wise, 22443. Still, do you have any community service to turn in today?
Yeah.
She turned in some today, Your Honor.
Okay. And you did make a payment on your fines.
Yes.
Are you back to work now, or?
Excuse me, sorry. I'm working safety, up at Calgon.
Okay, so you are, because I think the last time you were here, you were laid off or you
Yeah.
weren't working. Mondays or Fridays, which is better?
Whichever's fine. My boss is very flexible with this.
Okay. December 4th. 9 o'clock. Okay, that finishes the reviews. We're going to start arraignments now, so anyone out in the hallway that has a new case needs to come in now. Arraignments.
New cases?
New cases, just 4 days.
Come in and have a seat, please. So I'll have some instructions and we're going to get started. Okay, we're going to start the arraignment hearing, which is what you have an old case where you missed a hearing, or if you got a new case, that's, you're going to get called for these hearings, and that's the purpose of the hearing is to make sure you understand what the charges are, take a plea from you if it's a misdemeanor, set bond, and set the next hearing date. So when your name is called, come up to the table to your right, stand there. I'm going to go over the charges with you. If I ask you for a plea, you have 3 choices: not guilty, guilty, or no contest. The safest plea is always not guilty, and that's the plea you should enter if you don't know what to do, if you want to talk to a lawyer, or if you want a trial on your case, you should enter a not guilty plea. Do not enter a guilty plea just to get things over with. If you enter guilty or no contest, you're waiving your rights as a defendant. The rights you have as a defendant is to remain silent. You don't have to say anything about your case. If you do choose to make statements, what you say is on the record. It can be used against you. If you admit something about your case, then the state can use that against you. You have a right to have an attorney appointed if you can't afford one and you're facing jail. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. So those are the rights all defendants have. You should not give up those rights lightly. You do waive those rights if you enter a guilty or no contest plea. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Shannon Ellis, case number TRC 23-1530, A and B.
And you're Shannon Ellis.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm representing Ms. Ellis.
All right, Mr. Holt's going to be representing Ms. Ellis. You waive the reading.
Yes, Your Honor. Enter a plea of not guilty.
You have a preference for a pre-trial date?
Would the 3rd work, Your Honor? November 3rd? Friday, good for
It's
you.
pretty heavy.
Okay.
Docket.
Could we,
Do you have any other times you're back here?
I could do it, the 6th would work.
Yeah, that's better. November 6th for a pretrial at 10 o'clock. She can sign a $1,000 signature bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Not guilty plea is entered.
State of Ohio versus Justin Stapleton, case number TRD 22-1021, A and B, TRD 21-695.
All right, you are Justin Stapleton?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, it looks like you had a review on Friday. Were you not here then?
Yes, sir, I missed it. I got 3 different court cases going on. I got them mixed up.
Okay. And you got some community service to do too. You need to get out and get that done.
I have some days done. I just recently moved into my apartment and I'm just trying to find it.
Where did you do it?
I did some at the high school and then that's it that I've done so far.
Chesapeake High School?
Yeah, it's not been recently. It's been about a month ago.
Well, you need, whoever you did that with, you need to get them to file a report with the court so we get the time.
Yes, sir, Your
You
Honor.
have a payment on your fines today?
Yeah, I paid $60.
You already paid that?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, it's recorded in the file. Okay, I'll set your next hearing for December 4th.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're up at 9 o'clock, December 4th. Okay, that's all the arraignments we have ready. We'll have some from the jail, and we probably will have some more as the paperwork gets finished. We'll come back to. So right now, we're going to start pre-trials. So we need the lawyers and the prosecutor to come in the courtroom.
State of Ohio versus Courtney Hampton, case number CRD 23-587, A, B, and C.
It's Mr. DeLauder's case, set for pre-trial.
I've prepared an entry on this, Judge. Can I grab it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, they were supposed to be on the reviews.
May I approach you?
Yes. All right, there's an agreement to continue this case for another pretrial to December the 11th.
Yeah, and that's for purposes of obtaining discovery, Your Honor. I've also talked to the prosecutor's office this morning and the victim's advocate, and they've been in touch with Mr. Oden, who was the complaining party in one of the cases. he has agreed to allow Courtney's sister, Madison, to make arrangements directly with him so Courtney can go get her belongings out of the apartment that they shared.
Okay.
So I thought we should make that part of the record today, just so there's no complication. I'm going to see if I can't find an off-duty officer or somebody that will go with Madison to make sure there's no problem.
Okay. All right, as long as there's no breach of peace, that's the main thing.
Right.
December the 11th will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio versus William T. Fields, case number TRC 23763, A and B.
Mr. Holmes' case, set for pre-trial.
That's fine. You filed discovery? You want to make up a motion on filing? No, two. Yeah. File a motion. We'll talk about it. Your Honor, we've been deliberating this quite a bit. I think we want to go ahead and go to the motion phase of this, though.
Okay. When can you have your motion filed?
Whenever court prefers.
Well, probably a week before. We're going to have pre-trial motion then first,
Yes,
right?
yes. I could have it on the, with the,
File it by next week, and then we could, I think
Sure.
we're going to be here on the 6th,
Sure.
right? With the pre-trial.
that'll work. Does that work for you? The 16th, okay. I need to talk to you, don't leave.
Okay, I'll set it for pre-trial motion, November the 6th at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we have an arraignment now to do.
State of Ohio versus Randy Felix, case number CRB 23641. Randy Felix.
Okay, sir, are you Randy Felix?
Yes.
Mr. Felix, you've been charged with a domestic violence charge. The complaint alleges that at Fayette Township, October 21st of this year, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Vanessa Fannin, who's a family or household member of yours. So that's a domestic violence first degree misdemeanor charge. Maximum penalty for this, if you're found guilty, is 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
How do you wish to plead to it?
Not guilty?
How's the state want to proceed?
Your Honor, I've spoken with our alleged victim here, Ms. Fannin, and she does not want to have a protection order.
Okay.
She tells me that they are not going to be together going forward, and so at this point, we don't oppose an OR bond. We would like to have as a condition of the bond that Mr. Felix understand that he's not to have any contact with her. You don't want him to have contact, do you?
He can have contact with
All right,
me.
she's not opposed to him having contact.
Okay, so no, you don't want to order for him to stay away from you?
No, I would actually like to just drop the charges. There's no sense of him carrying around a charge when we're going to get divorced anyway. And this was just out of drunken rage, which he very rarely drinks, but still.
Okay, well, I don't make the charging decisions, the prosecutor does that, so what's the state's position on it?
Well, Your Honor, the narrative statement from the deputy indicates that Ms. Fannin had a bloody nose or bloody lip. You know, it's pretty serious.
Okay,
And
so I
it's-
take it from that, you don't want to dismiss it at this point anyway.
At this point, no, we don't want to.
All right, Mr. Felix, do you want to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes,
Are you working?
yes.
What do you do?
I work at a implant for your eyes, like a contact lens,
Are you paid by the hour, or do you get paid?
hourly.
How much per hour?
16.
40 hours a week? So your gross income's about 33,000 a year?
Yes.
Supreme Court tells me I have to determine what your gross annual income is to decide if you're eligible for court-appointed counsel, so. You have children?
No.
Okay. Well, you make too much for me to appoint a lawyer for you then. You'll have to hire a lawyer on your own if you want to have a lawyer. That's up to you. You could wait to see if the state's going to go forward with it. I'll let you, you've posted a bond, right?
Yes.
Your bond's continued. I will order that if you go back around your wife, you are married?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to order that you not be drinking alcohol while he's around you, because that was part of the problem with this, right?
Yes.
Another thing too that I've spoken to Ms. Fannin about is that even though at this point she's not intending to stay with him, that he could benefit from anger management counseling according to her. So if he wanted to do that, we're still not making any promises at this point, but it couldn't hurt his situation with respect to the state if he were to be willing to do that.
Okay. How do you pay for medical services?
I have like insurance through work.
Do you have health insurance? Okay, unfortunately that makes it harder to get some treatment. Is there anybody here from OVP today?
Yes.
There is?
Yes.
All right. Brianna, do you want to talk to Mr. Felix then?
Yes, I can do that.
I'm going to set you for another hearing about 6 weeks out and see how things are going then. Let's make it December the 4th. So be back here December the 4th for a pretrial at 10 o'clock. And it sounds like, at least with this episode, there was a substance use issue. I don't know if that's a regular problem, but he did say something about he rarely drinks, but he was drinking when this happened.
Very heavily.
Very heavily, so
Yeah.
episodic heavy drinking with inability to control his anger and starts that. All right, next hearing, December 4th, 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to go to the jail for some hearings now.
State of Ohio versus Tracy DeMint, Lawrence County Jail, case number TRC 231524, A, B, C, and D, CRB 23624, CRA 23633, and several older cases.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Yes. All right, Mr. DeMint is at the jail. His attorney, Mr. Morford, is here. Just as a way of a history, because I sat down with all of his files today before court. 2272 was an OVI, convicted June 4th of 21 on a first offense. 213522 was an OVI that got nollied in July of 22. 220548 was a third offense OVI, so there was a second somewhere in another court between that first offense in June of 21 and this third offense. He pled guilty to it. Sentencing was delayed while he went to treatment. Now he's got new charges of a felony OVI, which is 23 CRA 633, and a possession charge, which is 23 624. I have a report from Bethesda saying that he was non-compliant with treatment prior to this last incident. So the thought that occurs to me, and there had been discussion of bond and him going to inpatient treatment, that this third offense that he's already pled to has a mandatory jail sentence. Why should he not be sentenced on that third offense now and do the jail time up front? And then if he wants to go to treatment later through the common police court, that could be a possibility there. But I'm not prejudging the case, but the facts of the new case are not good either, that I see, the allegations. He had to be Narcaned at one point. So, I'm all about people getting in recovery and treatment, and I try to encourage that, but there's also consequences of the law. There's mandatory jail time on second and third offense OVIs. He hasn't served any of that mandatory jail time yet. And I was willing to delay that for a while he tried treatment, but now he's got a fourth offense OVI. So I'll just throw that out there, and I'll let the prosecutor and the defendant's counsel respond.
Well, Your Honor, it's my thoughts exactly. The court has been very, what's the word I want to use? I don't want to say lenient, because really there hasn't been a sentence imposed yet, but patient, I think, is a good word for Mr. DeMint and his efforts, in which he did make some strides. I mean, quite a bit of his efforts at recovery previously, but then it has just stopped, and now we've got a new situation, which is a felony. So it's our intention that we're going to take this new charge to the grand jury. And we also believe that our agreement on his prior charges was that we wanted to see him be successful in treatment in order to be able to recommend something that would be maybe a little bit better than what would be absolutely required under the law. But I think that no longer applies. So I think he needs to be sentenced to a jail sentence today on the prior charges, and I think it needs to reflect the severity of that situation. And we are going to then take this other case to the grand jury, and that can either be waived by them, or we would, depending on what the court's sentence is on the current charges, we may decide to nolly the case to the grand jury.
Mr. Morford.
No, I can't much disagree with Mr. Hill's recitation of what's been going on in this court. The older cases I've represented him on have been pending, and it was our thought that perhaps he might get a more favorable outcome if he finished treatment. However, he's not done that.
I want to finish it, sir.
And we knew that this day of reckoning was coming, Judge, so I think it's appropriate that you sentence him on the older cases.
Okay, now what about, I know there's been some family problems, issues, disaster, or whatever you want to say. Is he aware of that now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. He's been told.
What's the state's position on that? What are the arrangements?
Wednesday, Your Honor.
All right, Ms.
If Brianne is here, she could speak to that, Judge.
You want to come up?
Yeah, so the funeral for his brother is going to be this Wednesday at 12 o'clock
Where?
at Hall's Funeral Home in Proctorville.
Your Honor, he has a holder from common police court also.
I understand that. So, yeah, they would have to release the holder, so he could have a probation violation out of that court also.
Judge, I've spoken with Mr. Bowen, and he reluctantly would agree to lift the holder if you would set a bond that would allow him to go to the funeral. I I know the court and I and Mr. Bone have had some discussion about placement of a scram bracelet if he were to be released.
Well, if he's going to be released, it's probably going to be a short-term thing, so I don't know if that's going to be required now. I mean, initially, I had thought about letting him go directly to inpatient, but he's got this third offense that he's already pled to. There's a minimum mandatory jail sentence of 30 days, and I don't know why he shouldn't serve at least that now.
Well, didn't he have 2/3 pending at the same time? I don't have those old.
Well, one of those got nollied.
I thought there were.
One of those got nollied, I believe. That's what I'm showing. So he does have he has a third offense he's already pled to. So, it's very unfortunate. And not to prejudge the new case, but read the file on that. And it's more of this criminal behavior that I see from people where you cannot admit the truth, where you have to lie about everything. Your first instinct is to lie about what happened.
Tracy, do not interrupt the judge.
It's best you just not say anything because I'm getting angry. But lie about how the whole thing happened, lie about that you were kidnapped basically, but then the keys are on the nightstand. You need to change your total way of thinking. You have not embraced recovery. You have only done this to try to avoid jail. You intended to continue your way of life that you've always done, and you've just been gaming the system up till now. There's not a new Tracy DeMint. It's still the old Tracy DeMint. So the old Tracy DeMint needs to go to jail.
I promise if you give me leniency.
Okay, we're past that, Tracy. I'm not giving, you do not deserve leniency at this point.
I don't. But I will go to the inpatient with the bracelet, whatever you need.
Well, you're going to have to argue that down in common pleas because that's where your case is going. You've blown it up here. You get to go down with the big boys. My whole, what is going through my mind is whether I just release you to go to this funeral or for a short period of time or make you stay in jail. I don't know if I can trust him to come back.
Yes, sir, you can. I have a company, I have employees, I need to get out. I gotta work, I've got to get my guys paid, sir.
Tracy, you haven't heard a thing I've said. You are not going back to work. I'm thinking about, shut up and be quiet while I talk. Whether I even let you go to your brother's funeral. If I do, it's only going to be for a few hours. It's not for you to go back and run a company or go to work or do the other things that you want to do. It's only going to be for your family, mostly, not for you, so you can attend the funeral. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. It's going to cost some money, $10,000 bond, and it's only going to be for the funeral and a bracelet. You got to have a GPS monitor on while you go to the funeral. So that I want to make sure you understand, if you run one, they'll be able to find you really easy because they know exactly where you are. If you run and cut the monitor, you are going to go to prison for 3 years. That's what common pleas does if you cut the ankle monitor. 3 years in prison once they get you back. I'll order him released on Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. and he's to be back in the jail by 4 p.m. What time's the funeral?
It starts at noon for family, but then the actual funeral is at 2.
Okay, I'll make it 5 p.m. You gotta be back in the jail at 5 p.m. So it's up to you whether you decide it's worth it for that.
Yes, sir.
But you, while you're in the jail, need to be thinking about things. And I'll delay, as an extra incentive, I'm going to delay the sentencing then. I am going to sentence you on your third offense OVI, and I have a lot of leeway. I can go up to a year in jail on that. 30 days is the minimum, a year is the maximum. But I want to wait and see how, if you come back from the funeral before I decide what I'm going to sentence you to. So let's just delay it till Friday. I'll send you on Friday.
Your Honor, if I may, the
Yes.
jail's informed me that he is on Judge Ballard's court docket for Wednesday.
Okay. Well, and that's subject to common pleas agreeing. They may not agree. They may just say, no, he's staying in jail. Then you're going to stay in jail. So, Mr. Morford, I suggest if you want to try to get Mr. DeMint out for the funeral, you're going to have to make some calls to adult probation too and work some kind of arrangement where they agree, get on board to let him go to the funeral under these conditions.
Judge, I think that they will defer to your bond. Based upon my conversations last week with Mr. Bowen, I think he would reluctantly agree to lift his holder long enough for him to attend the brother's funeral.
Okay, I'll see you then. I'll see you one way or the other Friday. If you're not here Friday, you're pretty much, I'm going to go ahead and send you, but you're going to be done here. You're going to be going to common pleas, and I can assure you, you'll be going to prison.
And, Your Honor, the other thing is we still have the pending felony OVI that needs to be dealt with in some way or another. Either continue it until Friday.
I'll just continue it until Friday. Is that agreeable?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here's the thing. I mean, we've got a trooper coming today to testify in a preliminary if we needed to. But we can move this to Friday, but we want to know what's going to happen. Are we going to need a hearing, or are we going to have a waiver? And I think under the circumstances, I mean, I guess my opinion doesn't count, but probably better off if he waived.
I would have to talk to Mr. DeMint. I'd like to deal with it Friday, Judge.
Well, you can talk to him today. Why don't we get an idea whether they need to have the trooper here Friday or not? Can you find that out today?
I can, Judge.
Okay, we'll recall this later in the docket, but if everything is going to be reset for Friday, it'll just be an issue of whether we're going to have an evidentiary hearing Friday on the preliminary. So, Mr. Morford is going to call down and talk to you, Mr. DeMint, about this felony OVI, whether we're going to have an evidentiary hearing Friday or not, and then we'll come back and decide how we're going to proceed on that basis. But so I'll set this aside and recall it later in the docket.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Torrey L. Lindsay, case number CRB 23642, A and B. And Ryan Clance is on deck.
Are you Tori Lindsay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Lindsay, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake, which is where your case is filed. This is an arraignment hearing for you. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to make any statements. If you choose to make statements, they can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's two charges. The A case, 642A, is a theft offense. It alleges October 22nd, Fayette Township, you purposely deprived Walmart of property without their consent. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. The B case alleges criminal trespass, that you went on the premises of Walmart without their consent. It's a fourth-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. You understand these two charges?
Yes, sir.
How do you wish to plead to these charges?
What are my options?
Guilty, not guilty, no contest. Those are the three choices you have as far as a plea. And if you're not sure what to do, I'd recommend a not guilty plea.
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed?
Yes, please.
Do you have a job?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I'm a commercial cleaner,
Are you
but
paid?
it's a part-time job, so I only get about 10 hours a week.
How much are you paid an hour?
Sorry.
Are you paid by the hour?
Yes, sir, $9.50.
Okay, you're eligible for a court-appointed lawyer then. I'll appoint Mr. Scott to represent you. He's in the courtroom, has heard all this.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And let's see, you got a South 4th Street address in Ironton?
Yes, sir.
What's the state's position on bond for Ms. Lindsay?
State's not opposed to an OR bond, Your Honor.
We would ask for that, Judge. Seems like a low-level theft offense.
All right, Ms. Lindsay, I'm going to let you out on what's called a signature bond. So what that means is you're going to sign a piece of paper that says, I promise to come to court. And if I don't show up, I have to pay $1,000 plus you get a warrant for your arrest for not showing up. So just come to court. You won't have to post any money. You understand that?
Ma'am, how do I get a hold of you?
You want my phone number?
That'd be great, yes.
740 442-4342.
All right, I will be calling and/or texting you shortly, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, when's a good date to come back, Mr. Scott? I'm looking
Do this
probably after December 1st.
after December 1st? Or
I'm
November?
sorry. After November 3rd.
I can do the 3rd, Judge. However, I am booked up until November 17th after that.
And that's it, we're having a jury trial here that day. How about the 20th?
I hear the 20th. Well, actually, no, I'm in a jury trial. Let me take that back. 24th's looking good.
We'll be closed that day. Staff would not like coming in. That's the day after Thanksgiving. 27th?
Let's do it.
November 27th, ma'am, is your next hearing. 10 o'clock at the court in Chesapeake. Do you know where the court is in Chesapeake?
No, sir, but I can put it on Google Maps and find it.
Lawrence County Municipal Court across from the flea market on County Road 1.
Okay.
You have to be here at 10 a.m. That's the last Monday of November.
Okay.
If you don't show up, you get a warrant.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Ryan J. Plants, case number TRD 231591 A and B, CRA 19718, CRB 19719. Tracy Mint is on deck.
Ryan Plants. All right, you've got 2 matters, an old case and a new case. 1541 is the new case. It alleges that on October the 7th of this year in Perry Township, you were operating a vehicle at a speed greater than what would allow you to stop and assure clear distance ahead. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. You're also charged with driving with a suspended license. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. And then you got an old case, 19-718 and 719, where it's alleged you failed to appear for preliminary hearings back November 22nd, 2019. Possession of drugs charge was 718. It's alleged to be possession of cocaine, felony 5. The 719 case was a drug paraphernalia charge being allegedly a crack pipe. That's a 4th-degree misdemeanor. And Roger Smith was your attorney. on those cases. Have you been in jail since when? Oh, I think it's just the wrong, well, I'm not sure about the date on this. When did you come into the jail, sir?
Last night.
Okay. I think if you look at the complaint, Mr. Hield, it may need to be amended. On the newest charge, it alleges this happened October the 7th. I'm going to say he surely has been in the jail since October 7th. I think it should have been October 23rd, probably.
Okay.
Or, I'm not sure what, it was 3:08 in the morning, so yeah, would have been October 23rd. You want to amend to that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, he was actually shown as being moved into jail on October 22nd.
Okay.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
I don't have that.
You look at the complaint and see it, I don't think that October 7th date is correct. The original citation says October 7th. Okay, maybe it just took a while to investigate. Okay. I'm going to leave it then as October 7th because it arose out of the crash. So it will not be amended then. Your attorney, is Roger Smith on the docket?
He's on the docket for noon today, Your Honor.
Okay. Your attorney is set to be here later in the day. I'm going to appoint him on the new case. And I'll let him talk to you, and then we'll have you back out, decide on bond at that point. So you'll be recalled after you talk to Mr. Smith.
Your Honor, we also have Andrea Ross as the one who's going to jail for noon that day.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Tracy DeMint, recall of Lawrence County Jail, case number TRC 23-15-24, CRA 23-633.
All right, so Mr. Morford's talked with Mr. DeMint.
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to have a preliminary hearing Friday, Judge.
Okay, so have the officer call him off for today and have him here.
Well, I've sent a message to him explaining to him that he wouldn't be needed today, and I haven't heard an answer back as whether he's available Friday.
Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and set it Friday. If he's not available, then let me know, and I may adjust the hearing time, but I mean, this has to be a priority.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I mean, sometimes I feel like they think, oh, well, I've got a training session I got to go to and show coffee. That doesn't trump a court hearing. You just have to reschedule. Okay, so I'm going to set this for a hearing for the 27th, October 27th, on everything that Mr. DeMint has pending. And then make sure there's an order on his release for the funeral, and you're going to need to get...
Would you like for me to draft that, Your Honor?
Yes.
Will do.
Okay.
It's up there somewhere.
All right.
Oh, they've already done it?
Here it is. You already signed it.
Have you reviewed it?
He's not signing it.
Okay, October 27th on all cases.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll be coming back to the jail at noon. Mr. Smith is not going to be here till then. There's a couple people in the jail that he's representing, so we'll come back to the jail at noon for those hearings.
State of Ohio recalls Jared T. Julian, Case number TRC 222641.
Okay, we were checking on his community service.
Your Honor, Mr. Major told me that Brian James is out at the farm and there's no cell service there, so they're not going to be able to get a hold of him until after 2 o'clock today.
Okay, we'll take your word for it for now. I'll schedule you back for your next review, November 20th.
Okay, sir, can I get like a paper, a community service paper or something to have them sign?
We have one, Your Honor, I'll give it to you.
You said,
Mr. Mayor.
you said the 21st?
20th.
20th.
November 20th.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Christopher J. Blevins, case number CRB 2286, CRC 21595 A and B, CRA 21162, CRB 21165 A and B, CRB 19439 A and B.
Mr. Stratton's case. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm reading all sounds good. It's a good report.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think you have a script for that, right? Yeah.
Second page, sir.
Yeah, that's what it was.
How do you want to proceed?
It's up to the court. We've been at this for a while, Your Honor. It's all about Chris and what he's been wanting to, his attitude's been better lately. He said he feels better than he has ever felt, so.
He still has some community service to do on an old case, so I'd like to see him do some of that.
Okay.
And his fines too. You are working now, right?
Yes.
Can you pay anything on your old fines now?
Yeah, I could pay a little bit today.
How
And then I
much?
could do community, I could pay $30.
Okay. See the clerk on that. But good work. I think this is the best I've seen you do ever, really.
It is.
I'm gonna say a long time, but I'm gonna go with ever. You're doing better than you ever have done, as far as I can see so far, but you gotta keep working at it.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
November 27th?
Yes.
November 27th will be your next hearing.
Thank you.
See the clerk with the payment.
All right, thank you.
State of Ohio versus Kenny Ingalls, case number CRB 2128, CRB 19847. Kenny Ingalls.
Mr. Stratton's case set for pre-trial.
Oh, yeah. Your Honor, I think this is just a failure to appear on a review.
Well, on this first case I opened up, I don't think it's ever been resolved.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, actually, I don't think either one of them have.
We had discussed that in the back, Your Honor, and we thought it had.
Well, you want to come and look at this entry. We'll see what you want to do. what's the restitution? I think we did pay it. Restitution on that. We paid it back in 20. So on that swing sale, you can see about nothing was ever paid on the property. There's no judgment. There's no here, the release here. All right, the state wants, these are older cases, the state wants to pull its files on it before we proceed further, so we'll recall this later in the document.
Your Honor, he has a Social Security appointment at 11. I'm not sure what kind it is.
It's just a phone call, but I'm trying to get my check started.
You can do a phone call out there.
You got a cell phone you can call on?
Yeah, they're gonna call me at 11.
Okay, that's fine, we'll work around that.
Yeah,
So I can come back after 11?
Yeah, just go outside and do your phone call. Okay.
State of Ohio versus Kristen M. Preston, case number TRC 171120, A and B. Kristen Preston. I'll check in, Your Honor.
Kristen Preston was Mr. Stratton's case. There is a bond up
Yeah, Your Honor,
with Mr. Sowers.
I'll ask Mr. Sowers about that. I'll send him a text message.
Okay. Yes, well, you don't have any idea how,
Well,
where she is?
I was afraid this might happen after she was bombed out, so.
Yeah, she had failed a peer before, so I guess that's why the bond was higher.
Yeah.
So I'll set a bond forfeiture hearing for November 13th.
Yes, Your Honor.
I've sent a text to Mr. Sowers, the bonder.
I text him also.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Kevin V. Dale, case number CRB 20-859, CRB 23-527.
Mr. Stratton's case set for pre-trial.
Do we approach now?
Yes. Talk to somebody. You're trusted.
Larry McKnight here.
He was subpoenaed for the last one.
Paul Brackett.
We can probably do it if you approve. Okay, this case will be recalled later in the docket.
State of Ohio versus Jeffrey Holly, case number CRA 23558.
Mr. Stratton's case. On there again.
Okay. Approach y'all.
Yes.
Very impatient here, right?
Appears to be a good report.
Yes, he's there.
You still have the ankle monitor?
Yes, sir.
You okay with removing that today, Your Honor?
What's the recommendation?
He's doing real good in our program. He's at the phase now where he's able to work, so I think it'd be kind of beneficial to find
All right.
a job without that.
Based on that, I'll order the ankle monitor removed. You can go to probation today, make arrangements to get that done.
Thank you, sir.
Good job.
Thank you.
And come back in about a month, Mr. Stratton.
Yes, Your Honor.
November 27th.
Yes. November 27th. Just go to probation later on.
He's going to have his ankle monitor removed, Mr. Major. Jeffrey.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, just go there and wait for him, and he'll take it off. Okay. All right. You okay?
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Lee Kip, case number CRB 23211 and CRB 21914.
Did you get all approved?
Yeah,
How much did you pay so far?
It's like 160, I've got to have 70 tomorrow.
70 tomorrow.
Yeah, and I've got a good report there. Doing everything the court has.
That's what we have to do.
Yes, sir.
Move it together. Good start on that, Your Honor. He also pay $70 tomorrow restitution.
Okay, is RRS still okay with him staying outpatient?
Yes.
Okay. For now?
For now.
Still sounds like there's a lot of work to do.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he just got started though, so
Okay.
I will say though, he's been in more than recommended.
All right. Maybe 2 to 3 weeks, come back?
Yes, Your Honor.
November 13th?
Yes, sir. November Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Kip, you gotta keep, if you wanna stay outpatient, you gotta get good reports, okay?
Yes, sir.
And good screens too.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Aaron McCoy, case number CRB 23534. Aaron McCoy.
Do a cross-filing with the Jason McCoy also, Your Honor.
What's the other case?
Jason McCoy.
Mr. Thompson.
Okay. There you go. Oh, this one.
Yes.
Things going good?
Yeah,
State of Ohio
really good.
versus Jason McCoy, case number CRB 23537.
Jason McCoy is represented by Mr. Thompson, he's here, and Aaron McCoy is represented by Mr. Sheriff, he's also here.
No, it's all ours. That was where I was there the very first time. And then I never tested positive after the first time. Huh? Yeah, but that was 6 months ago. That right there was 6 months ago. I was already discharged from that and everything.
Yes, I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I just didn't want you to think I was doing it.
No.
That's okay.
All right, I would say progress made with things still to work on, especially with regard to Mr. McCoy.
Excuse me?
You still got stuff to work on.
I
Let me
didn't
read the
understand.
sentence in the report.
Your Honor, on her report, it does say positive for THC. She does have a medical marijuana card, so.
Okay. Mr. McCoy shows some ambivalence toward the connection between substance use and impulsive behavior. So, in other words, the way I take this to mean, if you're using substances, sometimes you act out in ways that are impulsive and not appropriate, whereas you might not do that if you weren't taking substances at the time.
Well, sir, I've not had any positive drug screens during this assessment. The only time I've tested positive was in the past.
Okay? They didn't say anything about drug screens. They just said that you needed to work on some of these things. So, you don't agree? Do you think this is a waste of time?
No, I've never said that,
We'll go a
sir.
different route. Okay. We'll keep going ahead then.
Yes, Your Honor.
November 27th,
Yes.
it's Monday.
Thank you.
Next hearing is November 27th. Pre-trial, 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. again?
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Melissa Wheeler, case number TRC 231295, A and B.
Mr. Scott's case set for pre-trial.
That's correct, Judge. We'll confer with the state briefly on this. Judge State and I talked on this. Ms. Willard is self-enrolled into ARP treatment. She begins on Wednesday. The delay was just due to scheduling with work and sorting through insurance. Talking to the state, he's agreed to kick this can down the road, see how she does in treatment, and come back after that.
Okay, when would you like to come back? I know you said you had some scheduling issues in November.
Yeah, do we want to set this for November 27th as well? I think it's about a month of treatment records.
November 27th will be the next hearing for pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome.
Let's go outside.
Hold on here. We've got have you filed discovery? Okay, I don't have it in here. The original time would run on November the 30th. So he's filed discovery, so that gives us some time, but we do kind of have a...
We have no issue waiving time on this, Judge.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus William C. Colmeyer. Case number CRB 22390.
Mr. Steyer's case.
Your Honor, I spoke to the clerks. They report that Mr. Colmeyer paid his court costs a couple days ago. So I believe the state may have a motion for us.
We agreed that if the costs were paid and there were no further problems, we would recommend a dismissal, so...
Case will be acknowledged, which means dismissed.
Good job.
Mr. Colmeyer, you're free to go.
State of Ohio versus Destiny Gerald. Case number CRB 23595.
This is Mr. Steyer's case, pretrial.
Your Honor, Ms. Gerald's name was misspelled on the file in the complaint. The proper spelling, let me make sure, is that the proper spelling? The first name is Destany, and the last name is Gerald, spelled Jarrell.
Okay, I'll amend, say moves to amend the complaint.
Yes, Your Honor.
To Destiny, Destany. Gerald.
And Your Honor, I filed discovery on this. I've received the written discovery, but Ms. DeFore advises that they do not yet have the video from Walmart. I'd like to have that, so I'm going to ask to continue this case for a brief period to a date convenient to the court so that I can get that video.
Okay.
They expect to have it today, so I should be able to get it and watch it by the next time we're here, but we're not going to get that done today while we're here.
The 9th, the 13th, or the 20th?
I'm trying to avoid the 9th because I have a trial in Judge Waldo's court that day, but the 13th or the 20th are both fine, so whichever day is better for the court.
Let's do the 13th. November 13th will be the next hearing, pretrial at 10 a.m.
And we'll waive time constraints to accomplish that, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So do you understand what I just said? Okay, hang out there, I'll get there.
State of Ohio versus Seth Harrison. Case number CRB 23322, CRB 23403. Your Honor, please.
All right, this is Mr. Thompson case. Mr. Harrison was at Appalachian.
He still is. I have a call into Amanda Rayburn, who I know you know very well.
It's Hollering, I think. Amanda Rayburn's at the VA.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. So he's a veteran?
Yes, about the possibility of them sort of taking him over to their facility in Lexington.
Okay. I did not know he was a veteran. Maybe I did. There was a note on here about that. So.
I talked to Kevin, which is his social worker, and they told me that whatever you guys were going to do, they were done. But they wasn't pretty much at his maximum recovery.
Your Honor, I've been in discussions with the people at the Appalachian Behavioral Health this week with respect to what's going to happen going forward. There are circumstances in which the state may move forward on a judicial hospitalization from the probate court after his maximum is reached out of this court. And that would be based on the continued need for hospitalization. In speaking with his doctor at the hospital, my request was for an affidavit from the doctor stating that continued hospitalization would be necessary. And because of Mr. Harrison's improvement in his condition, he wasn't ready to make a decision one way or the other on that. But he also indicated that there are frequently times when a person who has gained a certain amount of recovery through their program will agree to a voluntary continued commitment. And he wasn't sure, the doctor wasn't sure whether Mr. Harrison would agree to that or not at this time. He hadn't been asked the question yet. I don't know whether he would agree to stay there.
Seriously, I don't know, because he keeps telling me.
My sense is he wouldn't agree to that, but.
Plus, I got that from him yesterday, he said, please bring that in so we can figure out, because this was just 1 month, and so he said he doesn't have no idea how long he's gonna pay for all that. That was for, the last month that he was in there, so he's already up to almost $60,000.
Got a bill from Appalachian Behavioral Health. Never seen anything like this before. I can't imagine. $27,745 is billed to Seth Harrison. I don't know. I don't understand how that can be. But nonetheless, if Mr. Thompson has an idea about the VA, that's something we wouldn't rule out at this point. But
I'd like to get Ms. Rayburn together with Beth Hall and see whether they can figure something out or not.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. You have an idea of when he's going to be discharged from Athens?
the hospital will release another statement of their final determination as to what his the final order should be, and present that to the court. And then the state and the court and defendant will have an opportunity to respond to that. I think it's either 5 or 10 days in order to respond to that. So that would be the time during which the state would decide if we need to go forward with a involuntary commitment or not.
Do we have an idea when that, because that doesn't give us a whole lot of notice. Do we have an idea of when that's going to happen? Or?
Not exactly. And here's the thing, the time told at the point at which the suggestion of incompetency was made. And honestly, I could figure that out while I'm sitting here this morning if that's helpful.
Well, just for purposes of, I don't want to set it a month out and then we find out they're going to discharge him in a week.
Yeah, we better not
come back earlier.
2 weeks, please.
He was ordered there for 60 days, and he went on August 28th. So he was ordered there 60 days from that date.
Let's see.
I don't think that's 60 days is hard.
Well, I just don't think that's what happens, is he's ordered for 60 days.
Right.
Did this?
He went on August 28th, so.
But I think there was time. I can figure it out, Your Honor, even if we want to recall it, if we need to know right this minute. Otherwise,
Just ask Adam how much time.
well, if you can,
I'll call.
You want to have it recalled after you
Well,
call?
if we can just continue 2 weeks, that'll give me time to get Rayburn together with Haller.
if we get that report prior to the 2 weeks, we could reset it for the
All right,
sooner.
that's November 6th then. I'll set it for November 6th, and if it needs to be moved up, we can move it up.
Thank you.
At this point, November 6th for pretrials.
So the other day, I was like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is. All right, we'll come back here on the 6th. Thank you.
State of Ohio,
That's all.
State of Ohio versus Amber Mills, case number CRB 23621, CRB 23603, and CRB 23556.
All right, Ms. Mills at Bethesda, Mr. Thompson's her attorney, set for pretrial.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Okay. Sounds like a good start.
Yes.
Yeah. All three of these, domestic violence and two that would do concurrent. Your Honor, if it pleases the court, Ms. Mills had some troubles in Ironton when she was being arrested the other day. It's alleged, anyway, that she assaulted a couple of police officers, and those are felony cases, and those are going to the grand jury. So she's in treatment as part of that as well. These three charges arose prior to that, and we would, now that we know that she's in treatment and she's going to get help, and she's had a lot of troubles, and we want to try to see her get in the right direction. But we believe that the best way to handle these three cases is for her to enter a plea to those cases and receive a suspended jail sentence and go on her way, maybe be on probation here, but her treatment would be supervised through the Ironton Municipal Court and Common Police Court. So our recommendation is a total of 30 days suspended if she pleads to all three of them.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, has she earned 30 days of credit?
no, she earned 30 days of credit. The two domestic violences on her record are such that we don't want to do that today. We'd like to bring this back in a couple weeks, see how.
Well, it's one domestic and two violation of protection orders. We wouldn't care to nolly one of the violation of protection orders. So she'd be pleading to two charges, 30 days suspended and probation.
Okay, we'll change our plea together.
Let's make sure we get the right cases then. 23-621. Now, she has an ankle monitor on now, right?
Yeah.
I know I ordered it. Did the other courts order
No,
an ankle monitor?
it's just
So
for you.
The ankle monitor is ordered out of this court.
Okay, so we'd want that to continue.
Okay, so we gotta keep. That is violation of protection order. October 14, 2023, violation of protection. So is that one of the ones you wanted to plead to?
Yes. And then we could nolly the one from October the 9th, which is the 603 case, and then we'd want her to plead to the domestic violence.
Okay, so 23-603 will be nollied. That was a violation of protection order from October 9th. She's going to enter a plea to 23-556, which is a domestic violence involving her father from September the 9th of 2023. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct, Ms. Mills?
Yes, do you have the police report there?
I do not. I just have an affidavit from the deputy. say about this?
No, I just need to get my belongings. My dad is keeping them from me. He won't let my mom bring them to me. He just keeping them. And I have none of my clothes or anything down there.
If Mr. Thompson wants to talk to one of my assistants, we can see if that, something can't be arranged.
And they can coordinate it through our office. Our staff will arrange to meet them as well.
Okay. All right, on the domestic violence, there's a guilty plea, which I'll accept. I'll impose a $50 fine, court costs. And was it 30 days in jail? That's what was being recommended?
Yes, Your Honor.
30 days in jail, suspended. Is there an order to stay away from Clifton?
How many days were you in jail?
6. Yes, we will need that.
Okay. Your order to stay away from Clifton Mills as part of this?
Your Honor, on the 30 days suspended, she has 6 days credit.
We're not opposed to that, Your Honor.
Okay, 30 days in jail, 24 suspended, credit for 6.
Thank you.
Stay away from Clifton Mills. 2 years of level 4 probation with a review hearing April 22nd of next year at 9 a.m. So how long should the ankle monitor stay on now?
I don't like it.
I'm sure.
What's your opinion?
For a little bit, maybe.
Okay, we'll come back for a review hearing. Talk about removing it. So on 23-605, not 605, 23-621, 621. Is there any guilty plea to that? $50 fine. Court costs. 30 days in jail, 24 suspended. Credit for 6. Order to come back for a review hearing. Let's make it about a month then. The 20th of November. The review would take off her ankle monitor then.
Am I supposed to get no contact with her and try to straighten
Yes.
out that whole mess?
2 years level 4 probation.
And, Your Honor, we're going to do a new contact order.
Okay. Do you no contact order? We need to check in with Mr. Major. Get a good report on the 20th, and I'll review the ankle monitor of next month.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are.
Amber. You gotta stay. I gotta give you a
State of Ohio recalls Kenny Eagles, case number CRB 2128, CRB 19847.
No, you have a chance.
Your Honor, may we
This is a
approach?
20-year
Yes.
Go ahead, you're
I'll give you a copy of it.
It's a good day, guys. Oh, that was just, what was the one that said it was? Is that by how?
So that one has been played through, and then the second one, this one, yes.
All right, so on Mr. Engel's, 2128 is going to be dismissed. It's an older case, only $50 at issue, so it's going to be dismissed at this point. He's already been sentenced on 19-847. There is an order for him to make restitution. Is that something he can do?
I can't at this time. It was, I pled guilty to, I believe it was Bob Axman.
All right.
2 chainsaws.
Yes, sir.
I didn't steal them, but they didn't want to hear that at the time. But I went ahead and pled guilty because I kept getting hauled back and forth to court while I was in jail. And I just went ahead and pled guilty and said I'd pay the restitution. And you knew that I was going to prison at that time and said you would give me time to get out and start making payments.
Well, there's still an order for you to make restitution. Is that something you can do?
Yeah, I'll make restitution, just not today.
Okay, I'll set it for November 27th for a review hearing at 9 a.m. So if you pay it off before then, you don't have to come back. You can just make payments, then every month.
Like $20 a month or something?
Whatever you can pay.
I just found out I'm not gonna get my check for about another 3 months.
Okay, November 27th is your next hearing. 9 o'clock.
That's on the review document.
Yes, this is a review.
Okay, good to go.
Yep, thank you.
State of Ohio versus Brittany Eplin, case number CRB 23589, A and B.
Mr. Morford's case. She's at Bethesda Inpatient.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes. Okay, it says that you are compliant, doing what you're supposed to. It says there's things you're working on. You look 1,000% better than you did the first time I saw you on the video when you were in jail.
Yes, sir.
So, good progress then.
Yes, sir. I've been doing really good in the program.
Okay. Well, the folks here I think can help you. You're on the right track. You feel like this is where you need to be then?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, just keep working on things, and I see a tremendous improvement already just from what, a little bit of interaction I have with you in your presentation is much better.
This Miss Eplin? Your Honor?
Yes. Your parents are here, I believe. Do you all have any input? Mr. Morford, anything from the lieutenant?
No, Judge, I would agree with your assessment. She does look immeasurably better, and sobriety is so much better on the face of everybody that comes in here.
Yeah. What's out there in the community is really dangerous stuff, and it's deadly and not good for your health. So you've got a good start. Keep working on things. And we'll come back and the 27th of November.
Yes, sir.
I believe I'm free then, Judge.
All right, November 27th, we'll see you then.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Ronald Ferguson, case number TRC 23923, A, B, and C.
Morford's case, procedural.
How you doing? Do what?
Mr. Major several times and never a call back from him.
Well, he's here, good.
No,
You can see him.
I left 3 messages. Never
Are
heard
you,
back.
are you in treatment?
No, I tried to get in touch with him to go, and he never got back with me. I never got heard from him.
Mr. Ferguson, why didn't you come in?
Excuse me?
Why didn't you drive in?
I just started a new job. I've been working.
Well, you need to give this your utmost attention, sir.
I thought he was set up. I thought that was set up for him calling me back 2 years ago. I wasn't true. I left a message 3 times with his number.
How do you wish to proceed?
Judge, I don't have to ask you for a brief continuance. Mr. Ferguson has not touched base with Mr. Major yet. States that he's made 3 telephone calls, and I've directed him to where Mr. Major's office is so he can speak with him and find a provider.
Oh, so he's gonna go to counseling, or he can,
We were considering mental
try to
health.
get that nailed down now. How do you pay for the medical services, Mr. Ferguson?
I have Medicaid.
Ohio?
Yes.
Okay. And you live where?
Proctorville. Ernie's mobile home park.
All right. And who's got the facility out in the eastern hometown? Are they still there?
No, actually, we closed that office.
Okay. OVP, and we've got RRS in Chesapeake. Ain't Miss DeMint left, or I don't see her?
She's here.
Miss DeMint, can you meet with Mr. Ferguson as a Proctorville resident, and he needs an assessment?
Yes.
He has an OBI pending. Okay, Mr. Ferguson, meet with Ms. DeMint. OVP has a facility in Proctorville.
Okay.
And then, we need to get this case moving.
I understand.
So how about the 13th of November?
I'm here then, Judge.
November 13th will be the next hearing at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are.
State of Ohio versus Brandy M. Hines, case number TRC 23182, TRC 222783, A and B.
Judge, do you have a progress report from Mahajan dated 10/19?
I don't think so.
May I approach?
Last one I got is September.
Yes.
That's a good report. Okay, this is, so we got two first, is that what we're doing with?
Yes, Your Honor.
How's the state want to proceed?
Well, it looks as if Ms. Hines is making good progress. We'd like to see her continue in the program and check in with her again and see where she stands.
Okay. Mr. Morford?
Agreed, Your Honor. Do what?
I need a Monday.
Could we do it on a Monday, Your Honor?
Yes. November 27th. And these are set for sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Karen Ransbottom, case number CRB 0674.
Mr. Morford's case, pre-trial. Karen Ransbottom.
Discovery, what happens, say,
It's an old case.
No, right now. That's just, you can do it later. You owe some money for some checks. Can you pay that? Judge, she indicates that she's willing to make restitution, but she needs a payment plan.
Well, we will accept payments. Is she going to change her plea, or how do you want to proceed with it?
Please. We got you to it. Did you do it? We're going to have to change the plea, Your Honor. Guilty.
Is that correct, Ms. Ransbottom?
Yes.
Anything you want to tell me before I send you? Okay, I'll impose a $100 fine, court costs, 10 days in jail suspended on the conditions you make restitution. The restitution amount is $225.25.
Who's that paid to?
Lowe's, but you'll pay it here to the court.
Okay,
And we'll transmit it to Lowe's.
okay.
So no community service, 2 years of level 5 probation. I'll set our first review hearing for April 22nd of '24. You'll need to go meet with Mr. Major in the probation office.
Okay.
So that's at 9 o'clock for review hearing.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Kevin Dale, case number CRB 2859, CRB 23527.
This is the one you were going to try to speak with the complaining party.
And I haven't personally, but Mr. Brackett, I believe, does not want to pursue the charge concerning his son, and we're okay with a dismissal on that.
So which one is that?
That one is
The latest 123?
domestic violence.
Yeah, so that's 23-5-27. Mr. Brackett is in the courtroom, sir, is that correct? You don't want to proceed with this case? All right, at your request, it will be dismissed. So that leaves us with 2859. How do you want to proceed on that? That's a Larry McKnight was the complaining party on that.
And, Your Honor, is there indication that Mr. McKnight was subpoenaed for today in the court's file?
He was subpoenaed, it looks like September 10th, he was subpoenaed for that hearing. That's what I'm showing, prosecute for witness that day.
And I do not believe he's shown, Your
Well,
Honor.
but you know what? The Presby says subpoena him for September the 10th, but that Presby wasn't filed until September the 15th.
Oh, it must have been, our last hearing was October the 10th. Well, we're going to need to see if he's interested in continuing this as the...
Now, okay, back up. There was a Presby for today also. Presby for Larry McKnight for today at 9 a.m. and Paul Brackett.
So I don't know whether...
I don't have any proof of service for Larry McKnight.
What we'll do on that one is nolly it with the right to refile it.
Okay, so 2859 is nolly, which means the state's dismissing it, but if they find Mr. McKnight and he convinces them he wants to go forward, they can refile it. So it's dismissed without prejudice, unlikely that will happen. 23-527 is dismissed outright.
All right, you're done.
Thank you, Gary.
This one was nollied.
Because everything's in the hearing.
State of Ohio versus Austin Harper, case number TRC 23956 A and B.
I get a message from Mr. Cummings that he is on his way just a few minutes ago. So he was had a hearing in Gallia County. So have a seat. We'll call you back when he gets here.
State of Ohio versus Timothy Henry, case number CRA 23614. Your Honor, he has been picked up by Ross County.
All right, Timothy Henry at Rule 4 be dismissed because he was picked up by Ross County.
State of Ohio versus Marissa L. Short, case number CRA 22623, CRB 22624, TRC 222494, A and B. Mr. Morphy's case.
Marissa Short is at Bethesda.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Okay, sounds like there's still things you're working on, but making progress.
She is.
Okay. December 4th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm good then, Judge.
December 4th will be the next hearing. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Jonathan Turner, or Jason Turner, CRA 23638.
Okay, we'll have to recall this, Roger Smith's case, and he's got to come. Oh, he's here. Let's get Roger Smith in the courtroom then. Jason Turner is your,
Oh, yes, Judge.
he has an OR bond, is set for preliminary hearing.
Yes, got that note from Vivian in the clerk's office that his car is broken down, doesn't have a car. He's ordered to go to Bethesda. He says he can walk to Riverside. And before I told him that's okay, I want to bring to the court's attention, he's asking to go to Riverside because of a transportation problem.
Well, if he can walk to Riverside, he can walk to the court.
I
Riverside is down the street.
I just picked up the note. I just got here, Judge. I've been in common pleas, and I got a Post-it note. It says transportation, yeah. No car, it's closer.
Well, if he lives in, I've got an address in Crown City, so
That's what I recall.
what's the state going to do? It's a felony file possession charge.
Is this, well, I mean, was this on the docket for today? Because I don't have the file.
No, it's set for this Friday.
I got appointed Friday. He's apparently called in. He's ordered
Oh, it's set for October 27th.
It's Friday, Judge,
Okay,
and
so-
he wants to be compliant, but he's just,
I see. So this is one in which he was in jail, and we asked for him to go ahead and go to treatment before he came to court, is that right?
I spoke with him on Friday and did a pre-screen on him, and he met criteria for residential treatment, but he was recently a widow, and he has 2 small children, and I told him if he missed his appointment today, he would go into residential. He's scheduled at 1.
that's probably why he called the clerk's office.
At least he called and wanted to do something.
Well, let's just leave it on the docket for Friday.
Okay.
And
If he went there at least until Friday, at least he'd be going somewhere.
he needs to do something. If he wants to go to RRS, I mean, I'm not endorsing it because I don't want to let people change without getting court approval, but at least he would have done something.
That's why I want to
before
call
Friday.
it
He needs to do something before Friday.
Thank you, Judge.
I'll follow up with Bobby and give him the information.
Thank you.
Thanks.
State of Ohio versus Melissa Snell, case number CRA 23224, A and B.
Mr. Morford's case, preliminary hearing. She's at Bethesda.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
How you doing?
Good.
She's here too.
Do you have a script for this?
Yeah.
What's the box?
Well, I'm on the shop now.
Okay.
This weekend, she kind of made a breakthrough, I think, with her counselor, so we are making progress. It's just,
Okay. And is she complying with PRT?
Yes, Your Honor, she's checking in, she's doing well.
December 4th?
Good here, Judge.
Okay. Keep working at it, Ms. Snell.
Thank you.
December 4th, is the next time I'll see you.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Joseph Edens, case number TRC 23910, TRC 211980. Joseph Edens.
This is Attorney Smith's case, Tyler Smith, who's been an RRG inpatient.
permission to approach you.
Glad to be back.
Very much glad to be back. My sister's 72 years old and she lives by herself, so I was trying to take care of her and that's it. It's been a little hard to do those around
Okay, he completed the inpatient program then, so that was Glenville.
That's what we just discussed. I think he's glad to be back.
Okay.
Very, very much so.
How's the state want to proceed?
Well, I think that he can benefit from continued involvement with RRG at this point. We're glad he's back home again. We just want to make sure this is a permanent change for him.
I've made my mind up on that.
Good. So we'd be okay if there was another continuance to make sure he's continuing on in the right direction.
So you do your outpatient at RRG in Huntington?
Yes, sir. We spoke to his sister on Friday. He will be staying with her and providing transportation for
Does she
outpatients.
live, because he used to live in Chesapeake.
Still do.
Is that where you'll be living in Chesapeake?
Yes, sir.
How will you get, because I used to see you riding your bike, is that how you're going to get over to RRG? How are you going to get over there?
Either her or ride my bike.
Okay.
His sister said she would help him get there.
And your facility is where?
20th Street.
Okay. Well, it's doable.
I'm
But once they get the bridge open, I mean, right now with the Payne project, it's not that it's possible to ride your bike across it, but it hasn't been that easy. But I think they're about finished.
I can progress 31st Street too.
No, that's too dangerous to go across 31st Street. It was not designed for bicycles. There's no room and people were driving really fast on that bridge. At least on the downtown bridge, there's another lane for them to go to. And once they finish this, you can probably ride on the sidewalk. Once they finish the Payne project. Which it looks like they're wrapping up now. Okay, come back in a month.
Fine.
27th. Are you available then?
No. I have depositions that day.
20th?
I can do the 20th.
All right, November 20th.
Somebody can you give me, I got bad eyes right now. Yeah, we'll make sure you get there. It's got worse. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Austin D. Pauley. Case number CRA 22737, CRB 2262, CRB 21246A and B, CRB 19743. Austin Pauley.
It's Mr. Steyer's case.
Your Honor, Mr. Pauley was discharged on October 6th for noncompliance.
He did not check in, Your Honor.
He just came back there when did he start?
He came into services a while ago, went through the residential program, sober living. When he got to outpatient, he would come in the day before court, and that was it.
Well, this is a felony, so how's the state want to proceed? At least one of these is a felony.
Are the misdemeanors connected that they would go with if it went to the grand jury, or the misdemeanors are going to stay here anyway, Your Honor?
Let's see. Well, it looks like he's already pled on the misdemeanors. Yes, he's got misdemeanors that he's got review hearings on, and then he's got a felony that was pending while he went to treatment.
We'll nolly this to the grand jury.
Okay, so that's CRA 22737, nolly to grand jury. And the warrant on the others for failure to appear.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Paul Brackett, case number CRA 23590, and case number CRB 23573.
Mr. Thompson's case.
We're sort of at an impasse here, so I guess we just set this for trial if we can.
We've got the issue of the,
Open dumping is a felony.
yes, and so I've received a report that Mr. Brackett has made a great amount of progress in cleaning up the property, which is what we wanted. And so what we would like to do is, I don't know how much more he has to do. I guess there's a little bit more that still needs to be done.
Yeah, it'll be all gone by next Wednesday.
So what we'd like to do is continue the case and let him finish that job. And if he does, then we'll be willing to treat it as a littering charge, as a misdemeanor, if he wants to do that. Now, then the other issue, which I have a feeling that Mr. Brackett is more concerned about, is the issue of his dog. Right now, his charge is a minor misdemeanor, dog, animal running at large. The animal was running at large and went onto the property of Miss Moore and chased her horse around the pen or the fenced-in area, and the horse ended up dying. She witnessed the whole thing. Now, dog killing a horse is not an enhancement in and of itself. However, we also have affidavits from 3 different individuals who have witnessed the dog running at large, and because of that, the dog warden issued a notice to Mr. Brackett that his dog was considered a dangerous dog. It doesn't require a judicial determination. It can be done by the dog warden, and under those circumstances, it puts restrictions on the person's ownership of the dog. They have to have insurance, they have to have a cage with a lid on it, among other things. And those things, and for right now, the dog had not been tagged properly, so the dog warden has possession of that dog. So if he wants to have a trial on the whole thing, then we would be happy to do that. And there's also the issue of restitution, which I don't know if we have an accurate figure, but the horse was killed. And so that's a serious matter also. So I don't know whether those things need to go ahead and just be set for trial, or Mr. Brackett wants to think about it, or how he wants to proceed.
It's only filed as, even though it does say failure to confine a nuisance dog, it says it's a minor misdemeanor, so there's no jail time.
The dog is the issue. He doesn't want his dog. He doesn't want to give up his dog.
Can I speak for a minute, Your Honor?
Well, it's probably better if you let your attorney decide what needs to be put on the record.
Well, we'll do that at a trial.
Set to set for trial?
Yes, please. Would December 11th be too far out?
Not if you wait time.
We'll wait time.
Check to make sure. Okay. All right, we'll set it for trial at noon on December the 11th with the time waiting.
It would be 12.
And then you want to defer the dumping charge also to then, or?
Yes,
Okay, we'll just put it at the same time.
and what we would like to do, we'll have our officer also check up on it again, but Mr. Bracken had some pictures on that day too.
He was up there about a week ago and checked it all out. He said it was just fine. We only had 5 more bags of garbage.
And he checked it, he told me today.
Yeah.
But we just want to make sure the job's done.
That's the right number.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Brian Combs, case number CRA 21592 A and B, TRC 212129 A, B, and C. Brian Combs.
Mr. Thomas' case. Mr. Combs has been at OVP. I have a report from them dated October 13th.
Is that the report you gave me October 15th?
Last Friday.
2 weeks.
I only go once a month now.
And it basically says he's done excellent, he's high level, well, he's advanced to where he is receiving services at his choosing and is voluntarily receiving MAT services. So it sounds like he's done very well.
Okay.
So maybe we can conclude this. He's already pled to OBI and was sentenced in April on that. Was the state wanting to dismiss the felony?
Yes, Your Honor, and we're very impressed and pleased with the fact that Mr. Combs has come all this long way and done so well. I mean, this is one of these ones that goes on the...
Right.
And we wanted to see him succeed, and it's been a long road for him, and we're happy that, and they say that, you know, he's free to continue their services.
Yeah, I go once a month.
And so hopefully he'll continue to do that, and we won't ever see you back here again. That's our hope.
That's my plan for sure.
Okay, congratulations, sir. You have come a long way. You know what you need to do to stay clean.
Yes,
Hope
sir.
you'll do that. Now, you still have your OBI. I don't know what else, if you've done everything you were to do on that.
No, I still have I paid some on the fines, like $300, I think.
Yes, you paid $300, so, and you got some community
Yes.
service to do.
Yes, sir.
So I'll set that for a review hearing, and I'll set it for December the 11th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
State of Ohio versus Patrick S. Jones, case number TRC 19378 A, B, and C. This is set for sentencing.
Patrick
I
Jones.
think I might be on, or was at one time on that case, Judge. I've not had contact with Mr. Jones probably well over a year anyway.
Well, he has a bond up, that's why it's been set for sentencing.
Yes.
He still has community service and fines to pay. He paid a payment October 2nd. I'll let Mr. Sowers know you didn't show up. And I'll set bond forfeiture. Okay, wait a minute. I think this is, I think I already rescheduled this to November the 6th. So it should be on the docket for November 6th for sentencing, not today. So we'll put it on the sentencing docket, November 6th. Okay.
State of Ohio versus Justin B. Casey. Case number TRC 222460 A and B.
Yes. Mr. Casey, is it Southern Hope?
Yes, sir.
Very good report, again. Pled to second offense OVI back in April. We've been monitoring for sentencing purposes up to now, so I don't know, maybe it's time to go ahead and do the sentencing.
We can, Your Honor?
He's done very well.
Yes.
What's the state's recommendation?
Your Honor, the ticket indicated, I believe, a third offense, but we determined that one of those was in the mayor's court, so it would be a second offense high score if it were as originally charged. One of the things that we try to do to help people to get into recovery when it appears that they're having problems is that we ask them to go ahead and plead guilty and then agree to delay the sentencing to let them be successful. And when they are successful, we feel like that they've earned maybe some consideration as far as sentencing goes. He's taken part in a whole lot of extra time in his life that has gone towards a very positive result. And so under the circumstances, we would not have an opposition if the court did not sentence him to actual jail time today.
Your Honor, I don't think you've ever had a problem out of him. I think he's always done very, very well. So I ask that you consider that in sentencing and consider absolute minimums on everything.
All right, Mr. Casey, anything you wish to say before I conclude the sentencing?
No, sir.
Okay, you have done well. This is was charged under Village Ordinance Chesapeake.
Oh, that's right. And when we put it in, it's showing what it means.
Yeah.
For guilty
Yeah, you can just treat it as first.
first.
Okay, on the fine, I'll give you close to the minimum is $375. I'll make it a $400 fine. It's very close to it. Order you to pay the court costs. 30 days in jail, which I'll suspend outright. 30 days. On the condition that you not have any further offenses. So, if you get another one, then you got to face whatever that is, and you could get the suspended 30 days on this too. So I want to just make sure you got plenty of motivation to stay in recovery and clean.
Yes, Your Honor.
And And if you relapse, don't get behind the wheel of the vehicle either. So 2 years of level 4 probation. I will order that you do 60 hours of community service. I'm going to make the community service a little more because you have the high test score, which is a mandatory jail sentence ordinarily, but I'm not giving you jail, but I am going to give you more community service. So that's 10 days of community service. You can do any day but Sunday. Actually, you can do Sundays now, I believe, at the dog pound. So I want to see you continue, whatever you need to do to stay clean. If you need to do follow-up, you should do that with Southern Hope. But I'm just not going to supervise it anymore. It's up to you. You know, as I said to a lot of people before, and you seem to me like you have adopted this as your own project. You know, some people I think only do treatment because they want to stay out of jail and they're not really looking to change. To me, it seems like you really wanted to make a change, and you have made a change, but it's got to be for you, not for the court. You got for your life, for your family, for what it's going to do for you going forward. That's got to be your motivation.
Yes, sir.
I'll set your first review hearing for December the 11th. So at 9 a.m. you'll come back. You're going to come back for review hearings periodically until things are completed. That way I just keep a little bit of a tab on you and while you're on probation. You had 2 other minor misdemeanor red light charge and a failure to show proof of insurance. I'll dismiss those.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Here to see Mr. Major in the probation office, and then also, okay, that completes it. That's everything.
That's your review date, and these are all the things he just said. Okay? All right, just go with probation. All right? Thank you very much.
It's so unusual.
That was a good resolution. That was a good resolution.
State of Ohio versus Stephen Carmen, case number TRC 22-2038, A and B.
Guess I get to be the last one.
Probably not.
Today?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Did you complete services, or
I'm sorry.
what were you supposed to do?
I'm still going to bed on reads.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they're supposed to have a,
Do we have a report from Wendy Reeds?
They left.
yeah, I haven't seen him here for a while. If he needs me to take notes, yes, but I can.
Okay. Your Honor, I think Mended Reeds had left for the day.
I
We
try to
forgot
call
about
and
you.
get a report.
How would you do that?
Unless you have a report.
I did. The last one was September 24th.
Well, it's still going.
And that was not compliant.
Stephen Carmen.
Okay, we'll recall this.
Yes, let's recall. Proceed.
State of Ohio recalls Matthew S. Fortner, case number TRD 16-2079, TRC 16-2056.
All right, Matthew Fortner has a review hearing today. Okay, he's in MAT.
He's also being monitored through Common Pleas. We did have a couple of dirty screens there that showed on a lab. And as long as he stays consistent with clean screens, he'll be allowed to continue at outpatient. But if he has one more dirty screen, he'll go into residential. He's also completed 1 day at the dog pound on October the 22nd for community service.
Okay. Let's come back, since Common Pleas is monitoring him also. December 29th. December 29th will be your next review hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You probably should check in with Mr. Major, because I told him to call your probation officer and Common Pleas, make sure he knows you got to.
State of Ohio recalls Cheryl Carrico. She's back in holding, Your Honor, case number TRD 18-2577, CRP 15-170, A and B, CRP 13-114.
She's in the back.
The prisoners are right yet.
They have not arrived yet.
She was supposed to go to OVP.
She is currently inpatient at OVP, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'll release her back to OVP for inpatient, and we'll address community service and other issues later. So when's she gonna finish?
She came in last week, so it should be around the 20th of November.
Okay. We'll set it for, your next hearing is gonna be November 20th. You're released to go back to OVP. You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Ryan McLean, case number CRA 23584, Ryan McLean.
Okay, Ryan McLean is here. Okay, this is when you told me you were gonna appear last week, or tell me what's going on with that?
Yeah, I was supposed to turn myself in last week, but a member of my household has COVID, and so I wasn't able to come in up here Friday, but if you'll allow me, I'm going to turn myself in tomorrow on that. I just wanted to take care of the bench warrant here first.
Okay, I'll continue this at your request, and have you been talking with Mr. Sowers?
Yes.
He knows you're appearing today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll continue this since you did show up today to next week, so October 30th. What I want to see is that the warrant in Washington County is lifted. If you show up, then I'll lift the warrant. That tells me you've been there.
Okay.
So either do that or show up here and explain why the warrant isn't lifted. So you got to either, my hope is you'll show up there, they lift the warrant, then that case makes the case here over.
Okay.
Otherwise, you got to show up here and explain why you couldn't get up there.
Okay.
You understand what you need to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll continue your case to October 30th, and I'll let Mr. Sowers know that you did appear today, and I'm not issuing a warrant for you.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Stephen Carmen, case number TRC 222038, A and B.
So I had a lady that didn't show up earlier. And supposedly stopped by her mom, picked up $700, come down there and pay court costs, and she never showed up. Sad. Wait,
Yes. He's a turkey.
how old's he?
10.
10.
He's made her go strap inside.
Okay, and you've got the report?
Yes, I spoke with Charlie from Mended Reeds.
I don't have the file. I don't have the file. That was McQueen.
Oh, yeah, okay. Gotcha.
I spoke with Charlie from Mended Reeds, and she said he's non-compliant due to a failed drug screen for alcohol and not attending groups.
Okay. Well, I think that was a problem last time, so he hadn't attended groups. Now, he did have a good screen here on September 25th. This is on an OBI.
Yeah, she tell you why the time doing this message.
Want to just go ahead and do the sentencing?
Pass him.
Sounds like
I'm sorry, Your
that's what
Honor.
we need to do.
He's already pled, I mean, it's just a matter of doing the sentencing.
Your Honor, he did test clean at the last, and he would test clean again today.
You know, I think alcohol's the issue, so I don't know
It
if
is.
that's, I mean,
And this is an old case, July 3rd, 2022.
It is.
So he was out of pocket from August of 22 to June of 23, he got arrested. I think we just need to go ahead with sentencing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you want to tell me, Mr. Carmen, before I sentence you?
Well, on the information that she had, there is a reason why that I had missed a certain time down at Men and Reach, because I take care of my 90-year-old mom, and I'm the only one that she has. And they know that Men and Reach knows all about that.
Well, you were on July 3rd, 2022, you were out at 12:01 a.m. and took a breath test and tested 20. And I'm assuming your mom was not with you at that time.
Oh, I wasn't meaning that, sir. I was talking.
Well, I was meaning it. I meant it.
I misunderstood you. I'm sorry.
Mom can be an excuse when it's convenient, but Mom, when you want to go out and drink, I'm assuming Mom wasn't a problem then.
I misunderstood. I thought you was talking about with the deal on Men and Reeds. I misunderstood you. Sorry.
Anything else you want to tell me?
I made a mistake that night, and it's the last one for me.
Well, you made a mistake since then. You haven't taken this very seriously. So, you're going to have to pay the consequences. All right, I'm going to impose a fine of $1,000. It's a first offense.
It's a high score.
And a very high test score. $1,000 fine, court costs, 6-month license suspension, so that's actually up. 20 days in jail, I'll suspend 17. $30 hours of community service, 2 years of level 4 probation. You have to go to no, take that part. He has to go to the driver intervention program.
What about the time I've already served?
How much time have you served?
From a Friday to a Monday.
No. Your Honor, I believe he might have served, he says he served some time, just FYI on that.
I don't have any proof of that.
I don't know if you see that in the record anywhere.
He was arraigned on July the 8th. Okay, at this point, I'm going to command him in the hands of the sheriff, and I'll have Mr. Major research that. So you can go back in the holding cell, and then you can research to see how much time he's actually served. Wait, sorry. His review hearing, let me give him a review. His review hearing is going to be April 22nd.
Are other prisoners here?
They just arrived. Mr. Smith is back there talking to them.
Okay, we're at the place where we finished all the business that we can. We've got 2 prisoners that have cases that will be called up when their attorney's finished with them. And Mr. Permeans is on his way. He had texted me earlier that he was on his way from Galquist, but he's not here yet. So that's Mr.
Do you want me to look those up?
Jeffries, is that right?
Your Honor, are you done with being on Mr. Carmen?
Yeah, Mr. Harper. Sorry, Mr. Harper. Okay, so we'll recall you. Yes, I would say so.
Thank you.
Court will be in recess. Mr. Prince is here. Talk to your client. We'll recall when you're ready.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Tender firm speaking. It's a week 5, maybe 9. Feels pretty exceptional.
Exceptionally good?
Yeah.
Really?
I take issue with that. Turns incorrectly. It turns appropriately. I believe for
Thank you for calling my name at work. I called earlier and said I was going to be late and I was late.
It's uncanny how accurate HGN is. Always right.
Well, exactly, because 6 to 6 clues is supposed to be over a .1.
I called
Well,
earlier,
it's
I've
also
been here
point
since
oh
10:40.
This is what they're.
And the DRE manual actually says 4 of 6 is a
But I mean, I have
.5,
one today,
which is
so I don't want
interesting.
another warrant out. for my
Considering
arrest.
the other literature, they say it's 4 is .08.
If I was responsible for making all this stuff up,
I had a warrant.
I would
I don't know.
go back and just,
I would.
redo the whole thing. But since I'm only here to defend it, I have to act like it's all.
Sure.
I do the same thing. It matters a whole lot when it's a good fits my case, and when it doesn't fit the case. But that's not what the research says anyway.
Right,
So it's-
yes. So where is he now? Is he here?
Yeah, right back here.
Okay.
Just need to pick another date so that I can get discovery.
Should we talk about it maybe?
If you want.
Are they done with court? I guess maybe they are, look. I didn't hear him say it was adjourned, did you, or still, Phillips still got filed?
Okay, and I'm gonna look, what was her name, Preston?
Yeah, Preston.
Well, she didn't show up, she should be here. Let me look her up. She's a volunteer. This is like her in her legs now. Oh, wait, let me. Tell her, have a seat.
Oh, well, we got her in here.
I knew that's probably what happened.
Yep.
All right.
Let me get this guy's name.
Yeah, and then I'll see what it's like behind.
Justin Casey.
Is he on the schedule today?
I'm assuming.
Is he the one you just took in the back?
No, he is not. Oh, there you go.
He should be. He's the one, okay, Clarissa has him.
Okay.
Because he's the one that was from Chesapeake. The guy that transferred from Chesapeake.
Okay.
You're not sleeping back there, are you?
No, it's too cold to sleep.
Yeah, I like it good chilly in here.
Yeah.
Almost got that filter.
Wayne.
Okay, I got a couple of things here we need to do. I don't remember what they are. Okay, Ron Ferguson. This is the OVI that we've got video on.
Is this Brian?
No, this is Butch, but,
Okay.
okay, so here's what happened. There are two deputies there. This is at a trailer park in Proctorville. Two deputies are there.
Yeah, that's the residential one,
They've
where he
got-
flies by?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we never got the video of, the only thing you can see is the video briefly on the officer's body cam. That's not good enough. We need the actual video.
From the trooper for his
Trooper
body
Martin
cam?
says he forwarded that video to you. Not the body cam video, but the video that the person made.
The residential?
Yes.
Yeah,
Do we-
yes.
It's not in there. It's not on there.
It's not?
I don't believe.
Yes.
It is?
I've already given that, but yes. So,
Okay.
yeah,
We need-
because I watched it. It shows him flying in.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, here's the other thing we need.
Residential, okay.
We need the dispatch records to see if we can find out who it was that called in. Because there's a whole bunch of people there, but I don't know any of their names.
Okay, I remember this. Who called in?
Now, okay, so the
Okay.
case has been moved to 11/13, so we have a little bit of time, but we need those two things. So if you can find the name of the person who made the video, that would be ideal. In other words,
Yeah, who sent the video in?
and I'm assuming that the person who sent the video in was the same person who called, but I don't know that for a fact.
Right, because it could be someone else's video from surveillance.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
So we come back on 11/13
13.
on that. So that's all I need from that.
Okay.
Now, on Paul Brackett, I have to do some things on that.
Okay.
It's set for a trial on December the 11th. And I'll give you some instructions on that
Okay.
as soon as I figure out what to do.
Okay.
So that's all I have. That's it.
And then I just subpoenaed Trooper Beam,
For Friday? No, for,
October 27th, right? It was the one where he said he's got training, he can.
yes, and I've
Okay,
talked to him
yeah,
and he's
okay.
available.
Okay, good, so we're good there. So that's taken care of. I just gave Jesse Scott the Lindsay Walmart video. I gave Butch the Megan Ison video, and it's a lot. It's 2-discer. She was an employee at Walmart, had been stealing since April. It's a lot, it's 2 videos, and
Is
they've
it
been
a
tracking her.
misdemeanor?
Yes, right now it is. And then also, there was one more, Destiny Gerald, and I handed that to Luke Steyer.
Good. Excellent. Excellent work.
5-7. Let's see, Finley and Eaches on sent their whole packet of everything,
Mhm.
particulars, I mean, the packet's like that big. Do you, after court, you want to look to see if there's anything, I just sent regular discovery, of course. You want to see if there's anything else I need to add? That's on the, what case? Oh, gosh. Atkinson, John Atkinson.
Okay.
And,
I know. Usually,
we don't until they, like,
well,
send it the second
one
time.
of the things we have to, this whole thing where we have to get all of the breathalyzer records from the Ohio Department of Health, that's, I think that by putting that in the discovery, that it is available online, that clears us to be able to say, they haven't made any specific allegations, we've given them that.
Right.
Now, another way of doing it is this. That information is the same for every test for an entire year. Well, they only have to do these big things to recalibrate and all that once every calendar year.
Okay, so once a year?
Yeah, but it's like, okay, say this is 2023 and this is 2024. As long as they do it one time during this whole time, it's really 2 years.
Okay, yes.
Then it gets, all that information gets updated. We can, in theory, make a copy of one of those that we receive and then give it in discovery each time, as long as we know that it hasn't been updated.
Right, like
So
if it's in the non-update era,
Right.
then we can add that to all the discovery.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, it's a lot of printing, though, is the only thing. However, we could scan it all.
We could just scan it and I could scan it and save it as
Yeah.
2023, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I could just hand that
And-
over.
And each time we get a new request, you go to that webpage and make sure that it hasn't been updated.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? You just check it each time. It's easy, now we know how to check
Oh, now
it.
we know how to go to the yes.
So just now the COBRA data, which is on the disk,
Yeah, and that's a little different. Sometimes, I know they send that, like if, when we do the Ohio Department of Health
Yeah.
request, they'll send that disc plus all the paper.
right, so my
So
question is,
that's separate.
can we copy that disk?
I don't know. I was wondering if the disc they send, because they've sent it in 2 cases now. Wynn, right, and Jones.
Uh-huh.
So,
And that all
are they the
stays.
same?
Yes.
I'll say we copy it.
Can
I
you-
can save it, and I'll make sure though, when it comes in, I can download it. And if it is the same, I can just delete it, but then I can make a copy of that as well. So if they ask, or they don't want to go on with it themselves, then I'll say, oh, you want a hard copy? Okay, fine, here's 2 hard copies, here's the COBRA, here's the whatever.
Yeah.
And I can go ahead and
Instead of-
copy those.
But instead of printing it, instead of, you could copy a disk.
Disc,
And then give them a thumb drive or another disk
yeah.
with the other,
Yeah, I could do, yeah, however, they probably want it on CD, thumb drive if I have to, but yes, that would be, and I can do that ahead.
yeah, in
You said I
fact, you
could
may
have
be
that
able to put
ready.
it all on one disk.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome.
So if you can do
Okay,
that,
if we
that
get
would
a
be an
request.
advancement that would
Okay, so.
revolutionize.
Well,
And
they can't say, oh, we're having a problem with getting it, or
Or
it
they'll
wasn't
say-
the correct, or
Mhm.
it comes straight from the.
well, that and they didn't give it to us, and so therefore they can't prove that that the test was valid
Right,
because they didn't give us
okay.
that. So on the one that we're waiting on from Ohio Department of Health,
Yeah.
we rushed.
Yes.
Is that all in motion?
That's all in motion. She said she'd have it to me.
Excellent.
And
And we got
I believe I trust
we got
her.
an update up to discovery to the lawyer.
The Salinas, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we
Now-
updated that, and
now when
I've
we-
updated all the discovery. I've added that link and the step-by-step instructions.
When we get this, we're also going to need to give him an update from what we get. Whether
Oh, yes.
Put that on disc and give it to him,
Okay, so
whatever.
DVD, there's a Cobra info, and then, Horizon Strange. Well, I think we have everything. If we don't, we'll get it, but yes. They always send like every request, and I'm like, okay, usually the bill of particulars he'll do, I'll let you know about it, and then you decide. So sometimes they'll request it again, and then we'll. All right, so Ronald Ferguson, all right, I can get that done today. That won't be a problem because I probably have that saved where I downloaded that, so.
Good.
All right, and Stratton and I are able to email each other. I'm not saying that, but I'm really sure that's.
That's
So.
Okay, well, that's good.
All right, I'll get it on Ronald. Oh, I bought a little bit of cheese ball.
But are you a physical therapist?
I'm a physical therapist assistant.
Assistant?
Yes, yeah.
And I guess Jackie probably already told you that Hayden graduated from the Marshall Doctor of Physical Therapy program.
Oh.
My grandson Hayden, and he's taking his board this Wednesday.
Wonderful. So does he have anything lined up?
No, he's got a lot of different places that have already said that they'd like to have him and all that stuff. But he loves to travel and stuff, and I told him, I
Now's
said,
the time.
now's the time.
Yeah.
I said, they'll pay for all your travel, they'll pay to put you up, and you'll make a good salary.
Right.
You know.
Right. If he's good with, people, meeting people and just comfortable,
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
that's great.
He loves doing all that for me, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like my dad was. My dad, we always teased him and said, you can be comfortable in an old country bar or in a big formal gala.
Yeah.
You're comfortable with anybody.
Yeah, those are great tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll enjoy that, because usually it's just like 6 months or, something, maybe even 3 months sometimes.
Yeah.
And they just go in and help out when,
And he knows people from all over the country. I mean, so he'll go out to California once or twice a year because he knows people out there that he stayed with and all that stuff.
it's a great experience too.
Get my client.
I'll bring you back in.
Okay.
First of all, he says that she's State of Ohio versus Kristen Preston, recall, case number TRC 171120.
All right. This is actually Mr. Stratton's case. Did you see him here today?
I don't think so. I've only seen him once, so I don't even.
Oh, well, actually, I think it was, yeah, I did appoint him because you entered a not guilty plea on failure to appear. He was here for quite a while. Had a lot of cases that were called up. And apparently yours was called and you weren't here at the time.
Yeah, I called early. I called at like 8:30 this morning and told him I'd be about 30 minutes late, and I got here at like 10:40. And I've been sitting here. I checked in. Well, I tried to go to the window and go ahead and pay my fine, and they was like, just go ahead to court. So then I went and asked one of the people in the back, and they said, go check in with probation. And he was like, yeah, I'll let them know that you're here. And I don't know.
Well, somehow that didn't get communicated. All right, I'll let Mr. Sowards know that you did show up because I told him that you didn't, so he was going to be looking for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, somebody called my mom, she's freaking out, and I'm like, I don't know, I've been sitting here 2 hours, I have no idea what's going on.
Okay. Well, have you got Mr. Stratton's contact information?
I don't know, I don't have anything.
Because now you've got a lawyer, you got a bond up, so I'll cancel the warrant. Do we know, let's get a date when we know Mr. Stratton's going to be here. And somebody give me a date.
And can I know what fines I need, because I'm ready to pay my fines today, they don't know what needs to be paid over there.
I'm showing $770, and you got community service, and you had driver intervention program to do too.
Yeah, that's another thing that Stratton was talking about before. He said that since I've done 3 consecutive days in jail, then we might be able to take care of the OBI.
Well, you got a lawyer now, so you need to go through him, and he can make that argument, and we'll see where it goes to. I'm going to get you a date. Do we have a card for her?
I got
Okay.
one.
You need to get in touch with him and talk with him, and then the next time be here, so you can talk before your case gets called.
The 30th of this month.
Okay, a week from today. I'll continue your case to October the 30th. Can you be here then?
Yeah, I was gonna see if we could do it a couple more weeks so I can get my community service done. I'm really trying to just get this stuff done.
No, let's just do it then. We'll
The
give you more
30th?
time. October 30th, 10 o'clock will be your next hearing. Get in touch with Mr. Stratton. Be here early. That way you can talk with him before the case is called.
What is it, 10 a.m.?
10 a.m.
State of Ohio versus Austin Harper, case number TRC 23956, A and B.
This is Mr. Creming's case. This is the one we talked about in chambers.
Correct, Your Honor.
And is a low test score. So the state's willing to let Mr. Harper go finish a driver's intervention program and reduce it to a reckless operation if he's successful in doing that. He's agreeable to
He's
that.
agreeable to that, Your Honor.
Okay, how much time does he think he needs to get that done?
Can we go out till maybe, let's see, December 1st, and then, Your Honor, if he gets it done prior to then, I can...
Why don't we even go further than that? Because I'm not sure when, Scioto County, is that where he's going to go?
I think he may go to either Cincinnati or Columbus, Your
Okay.
Honor. It's cheaper, and they offer them weekly, so, but it's just a matter of...
All right, December 1st. Well, the first is believe it or not, pretty busy already, so it'd be better if it was another date in December.
So we'll do 15th?
December 15th. I'll just put it down as a pretrial. December 15th, pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Hey, Brian.
Just leave it out for, I'll be right back here to sign it.
State of Ohio versus Ryan J. Plants. Case number TRD 231541, A and B, CRA 19718.
Apparently, I was appointed this morning when I was in common pleas. He has a older case that I was just a lawyer on 19.
They failed to appear for a preliminary hearing on it.
I think that's, if I'm correct, it's drug case, perhaps.
I think so.
And then bring my other way again, anyway, so I had him brought back to the office. I didn't know if it was some sort of state was letting me release treatment or probably entertain that, but I didn't try to explain.
Yeah, he's got, what triggered all this is he's got a driving under suspension and a sure clear distance ahead. But for some reason, there was a wreck. I've got a crash report. Apparently, maybe there was a delay in investigating, and I don't think he was picked up immediately, because it allegedly happened October 7th when he got picked up.
I stopped by my parents' house, and then my parents contacted me yesterday, so that's where I went to or something.
Okay.
I guess that explains that.
Well, the possession charge was crack cocaine, August 30th, 2019. It's alleged he failed to appear. The warrant was November 22nd, 2019. I got a report from Riverside Recovery saying he came by for an assessment, but then didn't show up after that. No, he did go November 5th and 17th, or 7th. And then he was placed on a behavioral contract for missing. Failed to appear for a scheduled individual on November 21st. He was positive on October 16th, 19. I didn't know fentanyl was back here then, around 2019. Positive for buprenorphine, norfentanyl, fentanyl, and cocaine. 2 attempts were made to contact him. No answer. And they were recommending residential treatment then.
Your Honor, on the OVI, what's the alleged substance?
He doesn't have an OVI. It's a driving under suspension.
Okay.
He got picked up on a driving under suspension. There was a wreck. Sure clear distance ahead. You rear-ended somebody. And then he left the scene. That's why he wasn't cited then, or.
Okay.
And then he turned himself in, apparently.
And he's willing to move forward without the person would recommend it to do inpatient treatment, release just to an inpatient provider. He has no Ohio medical card, I don't know if that's an option, since it's in jail, pretty good, which I assume is probably this.
Why don't we do a urine screen to see what we're dealing with? Let's do a urine screen. Figure out what's the issues, and then we'll decide what we're doing.
State of Ohio versus Andrea Morgan Lee Ross, case number CRA 23616, A and B.
This is Mr. Smith's case set for preliminary.
Judge, I was appointed Friday, and we were not able to come to a resolution as far as bond goes, so we've set it for a hearing this afternoon.
Okay.
And she is here.
That's fine. I understand. Don't worry about that. And she just.
Hello.
Yeah, come on.
Just give it to me. Okay, all right.
Say ready to proceed.
We are, Your Honor. I'll call Investigator McGraw.
If you raise your right hand, swear to you. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You may be seated.
Tyler, state your name and where you're employed and what your position is.
Full name is Matthew Tyler McGraw. I work full-time with the Lawrence County Drug and Major Drug Task Force.
You've been involved in an investigation involving Andrea Morgan Lee Ross, is that correct?
That is correct.
And we have filed a complaint here in the court alleging criminal activity on October the 9th, 2023, here in Lawrence County, Ohio. Can you explain what that information that has caused us to make that complaint?
Absolutely. On October 10th, 2023, I was contacted by Deputy Chim with the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office. He was currently at the Country Garden Hotel located in South Point off 52. He had responded to a call for service that originally came in as an overdose. When he arrived, he made contact with Andrea Ross in room 203. Andrea had called 911 and reported that her fiance, James Zakowski, was unresponsive when she attempted to rouse him. Deputy Chen at that point had separated Ms. Ross from the room and had called me to come assist. My job duties for the drug task force include investigating anything that could potentially be a fatal drug overdose. And he suspected seeing some paraphernalia, some possible substances in the room with the decedent's body. He felt that that's what he had on his hands, so he called me to come assist him. So one of the first things I did when I arrived, I made contact with Andrea Ross, advised her that I would like to have a voluntary conversation with her. She agreed to stick around and answer some questions. At that point, I asked her to recount the events that happened on October 9th, 2023, the night before. She advised me that around 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. On the 9th, she left the correction. Around 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the 9th. She advised me that she left the Country Hearth. She went by herself to Huntington. She met a drug dealer that she knew by the name of G. At that point, she purchased 1 gram of heroin for $80. She then traveled back to the Country Hearth, and where she and Mr. Zakowski were in the room together. She stated that around 11 p.m. to midnight on the 9th, she told Mr. Zakowski that she was going to go to bed. She told him that she was going to use a line of heroin before she did, and he asked if she would place a line out for him as well. She stated that she did that. She placed 2 lines on a metal coaster, at which point she said that she used her line, and then she fell asleep and woke up the next morning and found Mr. Zakowski in bed, deceased, approximately 12 hours later. So we asked for consent to search the room. We did. We found some paraphernalia, some snort straws, some substances that when I went back to Ms. Ross to ask her what these substances were, she stated that they were probably crack cocaine. And at that point, with her telling me these things, we placed her under arrest. This was on October 10th. So the next day, on October 11th, I performed another interview with her while she was in custody. She had advised her Miranda rights in a written waiver. She agreed that that waiver, she understood that that waiver still existed, and that she still understood her rights prior to that second interview. She told me then that she, again, that she and Mr. Zakowski were in the room together and that they both use heroin. She told me that she ended up leaving the room, and when she did leave the room, she felt that Mr. Zakowski was experiencing an overdose. She stated that she recognized the signs of an overdose because she herself has been a heroin, addicted to heroin for several years. She's made these comments that she should have called 911 before she left, but that she left and then came back sometime later in the morning, and that's when she found him dead. During the course of the investigation, we did pull video surveillance from the Country Hearth. We see Mr. Zakowski in the room at about 7 p.m. On the 9th. That's the last time we see him come in or out of the room. He actually goes in and he does not come back out. Andrea is seen on video leaving at approximately 1:15 a.m. on the 10th. She returns at approximately 5:30 a.m. on the 10th, and then she does not call 911 until approximately 12:45 p.m. on the 10th. And we suspected Mr. Zakowski to be deceased for several hours at that point.
Do you see Andrea Morgan Lee Ross in the courtroom today? And if you do, can you point her out, please?
Yes, I do. She's seated at the defendant table beside Mr. Smith.
And the place where you're describing the Country Hearth is in Perry Township here in Lawrence County, is that right?
That is correct.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith?
Thank you, Your Honor. So as I understand your testimony, investigator, there is video perhaps outside the Country Hearth in the hallway, but not in the room.
Correct. It is. It's in the hallway showing the door to room 203.
Okay, and then was that door closed, or could you see in the room from that video?
You cannot see from the angle. You cannot see inside.
Was there any body cam video available?
No, the sheriff's office nor I am equipped with body cams.
Okay. And where in the room were the suspected drugs located?
So if you walk in the room, walk all the way towards the window, there's like a TV stand about midway through, and then directly beside that, we located a bag with some substance in it. That was one place we located drugs. The other place was on the nightstand beside where Mr. Zakowski was located.
So, and I take it from that testimony, it was not located on my client's person, the drugs?
No.
Okay. Were any drugs located on the decedent's body? In his pockets, in his hand, anything like that?
Not that I recall.
And my client is the person that called 911. Is that your recollection?
Yes.
How many people were in the room prior to the overdose? Do you know?
I don't have that knowledge.
Okay. Well, and I know you would have personal knowledge, but you mentioned there's a hallway camera. Did you see other people, whether identified or not, come in and out of the room, or just Mr. Zakowski and my
Mr.
client?
Zakowski goes in again about 7 p.m. And does not come back out, and then we are able to see all the way. We have constant surveillance all the way up until Deputy Chen arrives. Nobody else comes in around the room besides Mrs. Ross. Ms. Ross.
And when you interviewed her on both occasions, were those either or both of those recorded interviews or just non-recorded interviews?
The first voluntary interview was audio recorded.
Yes.
The second one on October 11th was audio and video recorded.
Do you know where her dog and car are as we sit here presently? Have they been confiscated by law enforcement?
Those items.
The dog, I would assume not, but.
No, those items were not confiscated. Prior to leaving the Country Hearth, I believe Ms. Ross left those items to some friends of the family. Or
George, okay. No further questions, Judge.
That's all we have, Your Honor.
You may sit down, thank you.
We rest, Your Honor.
Any evidence from the...
No witnesses on behalf to defend the judge this hearing.
Got to find there's probable cause to bind Ms. Ross over to the grand jury. Any further issues to be addressed?
Judge, she's on a $60,000 bond. I assume that will be transferred to common pleas and we'll address bond at that time.
Okay. All right.
No other issues this time, Judge. Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Environment Case number TRC 22-2038, A and B.
George, where you from? Does he have a dog? You have a number for him? I'll give it to her dad. You saw what happened there, they got
All right, we were going to find out if you had any jail days.
Did not,
Okay.
did not, Your Honor, I wasn't aware of that.
Do that.
I can't, I'll bring you back up in.
On Ryan Plants, we're waiting on drugs.
All right,
Yes.
I'll get to that too.
Okay, all right, so we'll take another recess until we can get that information. Court's in recess.
Oh, I know. Oh, I got a video to show you. He's a superstar.
Bruce knows this guy. He's a bad drug dealer dog.
That's
How are you, Connie?
Okay, how are you?
Good.
Are y'all doing anything for Stella's birthday?
I'm going to pick him up from school.
Yeah, I will get
Had a
mine.
party yesterday.
I have to get Evie out of here for a reason.
She's like, that was the best party ever.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm going to pick him up. When we get when I get off work today. Take him.
How many hours you work a week?
About 37. But we're here, I'll get here at 8:30, we leave at 4 every day.
Oh, you stay till 4,
Yeah.
no matter what?
Yeah. Yep. So, I told you that it'd be a lot different than.
Yeah.
you hurry this thing up a little bit?
I'm trying. Let's bring a blanket, but it's cold.
Yes.
Not on where yet. But I'll go check.
Tracy's here. Just 30 days.
Mm-hmm.